really might be the Joker, talking about, do you know why I tell these lies?
You wanna know how I got these scars? My father was a drinker.
Let's talk about Love Island USA Season 8, Episode 26. Tonight's episode really could have been an email, and just like a sequel, Part 2 was a flop compared to Part 1. First, let's talk about these inauthentic conversations. Anaya apologizing to KC, Trinity apologizing to the Casa girls, TT apologizing to the Villa girls. It's so fake. It's not really helping progress the show forward because none of us as viewers feel that these conversations are real, and we can tell that nobody actually wants to do it, but somebody's forcing them to do it. This is why I say Love Island should be turned over to Bravo and Andy Cohen, because we would never have these fake makeups. We would see the real tea play out. And if the resolution happened, we know on Bravo, it would be real. What's really starting to irritate me is that every time Casey goes to pull Anaya for a chat, she's smiling from ear to ear, beaming, checking and jiving over to the couch. I told y'all we shouldn't have voted Carl back into the villa, and now y'all all see it. And after the conversation was done, Casey left feeling like the door was still open between him and Anaya. Ask any dude, if he leaves a conversation with a girl and she's willing to hug him and he's going back to the group smiling from ear to ear, he knows that it's not really done, and he still has any opportunity whenever he wants to go slide back in. Anaya played herself again. And let's just go ahead and talk about the biggest fool of the night, Melanie. You know that you look dumb. You said you look stupid. You said you feel sad when you're with him. Why are you still waiting for him to apologize and to fix it? There is no fixing it. He's broken you. Literally, look at yourself from the beginning of the season to now. You look depressed. If you don't get some self-respect and leave that man in the dust, what are we doing? Her thanking him for breakfast, her getting up to go have a conversation with him anytime he asks, when they're sitting together, her leaning her head towards him and trying to touch his foot. You should want more for yourself. And all the people in the villa who are telling her that her relationship with Sincere is salvageable, they are terrible, terrible friends. You guys all watched the same movie night clips that we did. How could you ever recommend such horrible advice? That's why you have to be careful about who you have around you, who you listen to, because they will have you completely messed up and looking like a fool again. And speaking of looking like a fool again, Kata, you're over here talking about I'm giving Kenzie tough love. Who's giving you the tough love? You look so silly. You're giving everybody else the great advice that they need to hear and how dumb that they look, but who's telling you that you look dumb? You need to look in the mirror and give yourself that own advice, because Zach is making you look stupid, and you choosing him and not standing on business. You can't even stand on business for 30 minutes, Kata. You look dumb. None of these girls are holding these boys accountable, and the boys all know it. I'm so glad that they showed us the owl in the villa tonight, because all of these girls tonight were looking like birds. There's a recoupling tomorrow night, and hopefully it'll be so interesting that we can get most of these duds off the island.